No, what I was doing before MCC was working kind of odd jobs here and there. Just didn't know where I was going. Stuff that I like to do, but it wasn't really my true calling. So, um, working in like Discount Tire for 4 years as an assistant manager, working like 80 hours a week, which was horrible, and making barely over minimum wage. Oh yeah, extremely more happy than I was before because I've graduated from here twice, got my undergrad, and now I'm completing my master's degree, and I get to I work at the college now, so I'm doing stuff to
Nice.
help students, veteran students like myself.
And before I came to MCC, I was just bartending, and I was working same thing, 40 hours a week, not really making enough money to support myself even, and just not headed anywhere. And I followed my younger brother to MCC, and uh, got involved right away, and eventually graduated. And now I'm working on my undergrad at ASU. I'm in a much better spot. I have a direction now. I know exactly where I'm headed. um, so same, like I said before, my younger brother came to Mesa and he graduated before me, and he actually ended up going to an Ivy League school after that. And if I saw from what he grew up and what he was doing to go back to college, come to a community college, and then head to an Ivy League school after that, that's what's motivated me to come here.
I'm a veteran, so one of the things that appealed to me trying to reintegrate was coming to smaller class sizes. When I looked at ASU, seeing like your lower division classes like English 101 being a class of 300 students, it's a little terrifying to me. So dealing with PTSD and stuff like that, so I decided to give Mesa Community College a shot, and it was probably the best decision I made for my educational career. Uh, yeah, I mean, there's a ton of stuff to get involved with. It doesn't matter um, what you're looking for. There's an organization for everybody, and everybody can get connected. Uh, I kind of wanted to challenge myself, and that's how I found Phi Theta Kappa. It challenged me GPA wise, so my academics got me involved with stuff that I love doing, such as like community service and campus engagement and working with people um, from all different walks of life, which was great for me and my healing process as being a student. So Phi Theta Kappa is definitely an organization I say every student should strive to be involved with, whether provisional member or active member. Doesn't matter. Anything that you do with them, it'll make your life better.
It's actually how we met, and we're like brothers now
Right.
because of that. Um, Another thing is like I've had the opportunity to travel a lot because of organizations on campus through Phi Theta Kappa. We got to travel around the country: St.
Yeah.
Louis, Orlando, San Antonio, and then also they have study abroad programs here. I got to go to 5 countries while here: Belgium and some other European Union countries around there. So there's plenty of opportunities to get involved and
And I
really
mean, scholarships. I
expand.
mean, there's tons of scholarships. I mean, I got a couple scholarships. I was named to the All Arizona Academic Team, which gave me a free ride to Arizona State, which allowed me to save my GI Bill for serving to pay for my master's degree, which was really nice. So yeah, I mean, it was definitely there's scholarships out there, and that's the involvement's what's going to get it for you. It's not just a 4.0 GPA anymore because I was close, but I don't have a 4.0 GPA. But it definitely, the experiences with Phi Theta Kappa and some of the outreach that I did with the office, I mean, was tremendous and gave me the depth that I needed for my applications to earn these scholarships.
Yeah, while I was here, I got most of my Mesa tuition paid for, which helped a lot while I was working and going to school at the same time.
Man, there's so many,
Yeah,
right?
pinning down just one would be.
I mean, this could be probably like an hour-long conversation just about professors that were helpful. For me, I mean, I can think of one right off the bat was Puvana Gannison. She's a communications professor, and that was one of my 2 majors at ASU. And in the classroom, outside the classroom, she was always willing to work with me on preparing to go to the next level and understanding my field of study that I've chosen to pursue, helping me write resume, helping me write letters, letters of intent for grad school and stuff like that. I mean, even to this day, she still asks me if there's anything that she can do, because I'll begin my PhD program in the fall, and she's been a helping hand along the way, and I don't think I found that anywhere else, the way she's helped me out.
Yeah, I've connected to a few different professors on campus, but I should call out some advisors that really helped us through a lot of the organizations, the honors program, the Phi Theta Kappa as well. Kristen Franco, of course, she's part of the...
She's amazing.
Yes, and Dwayne Oakes as well, the director for the...
well, what's the new name of it now? Center for Community and Civic Engagement now, right? Yeah, Dwayne and them, all of them down there are amazing.
That whole office. Well, my major is aerospace engineering, and ASU has one of the top engineering schools in the country. I came to Mesa first because I felt that I was able to get the same education that I was going to get at ASU, especially for the first 2 years, and I did. I came out of here completely prepared. I feel more prepared than some of the students that are at my same level at ASU, especially with my math and the science courses. I'm just like blowing past these kids there that started the whole program there.
So I've had multiple degree pursuits as I've been here. When I was a student here at MCC, from fire science to nursing to engineering, and then I landed on transferring for communications. When I got to ASU, I picked up a dual major in sociology as well. And my whole thought process behind it was understanding veterans and our reintegration and our experiences in education. And that's kind of driven my master's degree from Purdue University that I'm earning that deals with communication as well. My PhD, I'm kind of changing routes, and I'm going into psychology because I kind of understand the communication barriers that we face as veterans coming into a classroom. And now I want to kind of understand the psychology and work towards helping that.
I know that this was definitely the best decision I've ever made, was not only to go back to school, but to come to Mesa instead of any other college around the area.
Yeah, no, I'd have to agree. I mean, there was other colleges that were closer to me when I started, and I think it was a great decision. I mean, like you said earlier, I met him, two of my closest friends I met while coming to school here. Yep. I've been around the world with this guy now. We've been to the United Kingdom and to the Caribbean and stuff like that. And would I have ever thought when I started school that I'd have a brother from another mother like Ricky? No. I thought I'd just come here and end up going to school, doing my thing, and moving along. But I got some of my best friends out of this.
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Before I started going to MCC, I was raising funds for nonprofit organizations, and I was doing it over the phone, and I really loved what I did, but it wasn't giving me an opportunity to get more involved in the community. Even though I was doing something good, I wasn't really doing too much hands-on, and so I decided it was time for me to go back to school, and it was time to go to school so that way I can actually get more involved in the community. And I would say my life is, since I started at MCC, my life is absolutely amazing. Well, first off, I live in Mesa, but also when I did a little bit of research about the different colleges in Maricopa County, I know that this one, they're all really good, but this one is the closest, but it also is the largest from what I understand. And so I just kind of assumed that there would be more opportunity because it is a little bit of a larger community college. There's a ton of opportunity here at this school, and One of the departments that I actually started working for, because it's like my favorite place on campus, is the Center for Community and Civic Engagement. And since I started working there, I found out about all the different scholarships, the different opportunities, and everything else. And student life and leadership is really good to find out more about clubs. But there's such an incredible amount of opportunity that we have here on campus, and just the fact that we're even students and we have the backing of the community college and the district, the opportunities are endless out here. You know, there's so much that we can do, and there's so far that you can go. You just have to kind of picture what it is you want to do and then go from there. I would say Dwayne Oakes is huge. He's the director of the Center for Community and Civic Engagement. And he's just so involved in so many things for the students, and he cares so much about all the students that it's like he's like the gatekeeper for all the opportunity that we have out there. And then also Rod Golden is a sociology professor. He was one of my first professors, and he cares so much about his students. Like, he continues to keep in touch and form little groups for the women and stuff like that. And he's very much a part of the community, and and he cares, and it shows in his communication and everything he does. I do plan on going to a four-year school after MCC, but right now I've got sustainable agriculture for an associate's, and I've also got my bachelor. I'm getting a bachelor's in nutrition and dietetics. And so the sustainable agriculture, we've got the MCC Urban Farm here. We've got the Urban Farming Club. They're very involved as well in the community, and they've got all different kinds of projects going on, like Market on the Move, or they do stuff for Paz de Cristo. I mean, there's so many things that they get involved with in the community, and we have a great agricultural program here with Peter Condon. And so, I mean, it's just you get so much education, and you get so much attention, and you get so much opportunity that it's like I can't stop talking about how much opportunity you get, because we have the ability to go out there and actually get our foot in the door somewhere, whereas somewhere else that's maybe a little bit larger, you can't necessarily do that. And there's other schools that are small that don't have all the stuff that we have here.
I was a normal high school student. I went to Chandler High School, which is like 10 minutes away. Participated in sports. Didn't really know what I was doing with my life. I'm definitely more happy now. I'm really confident in the direction I'm going, and I felt like I've had a lot of personal growth here. I actually received a track scholarship to come here. So I've known of the school, but I've never actually been to it, and I just signed. So there's a lot of opportunities. I'm in honors and Phi Theta Kappa, which I didn't even know existed at a community college. But I receive money from honors, and I think the athletics here are great as well. I'm not just saying that 'cause I'm an athlete, but I mean, like the football games and the basketball games and the track meets, there's really big community that exists within that. The student government, I didn't know existed in community college either, but it's really awesome, and they give you a lot of opportunities for community service. Definitely honors, because most of the people have the GPA that's required, and it's just, I mean, it's extra money and something to put on resumes. I think the student life and leadership is a really big thing, because they do a lot of volunteering opportunities, and you meet a lot of people who also go here who have similar goals as you. I have like 10 people, at least 10. I've had amazing teachers here, and at first I thought it was just because I was getting lucky, but after my fourth semester, I realized that I think they just have good teachers. One of my favorite ones is probably Paul Harasha. He's a sociology teacher here. He has just impacted my life in ways I didn't know a teacher could. A lot of my professors have gone to my track meets to support me, and I still visit with them when I'm not even taking their class anymore and just update them on life, and they've been amazing. My major is criminal justice, and we have an amazing AJS faculty, administration and justice studies. Every teacher I've had in that realm has been awesome, and a lot of them are, previous police officers or, have been in the criminal justice field, lawyers. So you learn a lot of knowledge from them just from their life experiences. So I came here instead of university because I was on a track scholarship. And to be honest, in the summer before school started, I was kind of jealous of all my friends that were going to universities, because I was like, I'm still living at home, I didn't really want to go to community college. But within a couple of weeks, I was like, whoa, like I definitely made the right decision. And it's just great transition into, going to university if that's your end plan.
So before attending Mesa Community College, I'm actually a native of Mesa. So I was born right across the street at Banner Desert. And I lived here for a while, but actually I was very happy before here. But I lived in St. Louis, Missouri. And what changed my life for me was the shooting of Michael Brown. So I was living in St. Louis when that happened. And so for me, I really saw what was happening in the community. And so I knew that if I needed to implement any change and I wanted to do any type of community work, I needed to come back here to Mesa because I do have connections here in Mesa as far as community and working with the city. So if I was to learn anything about how to implement change in a community, I knew that Mesa was going to be kind of my ticket to do that. I was not aware of really the great opportunity that Mesa Community College had for me at the time, but in being here for the past year and a half, it's really come to light what I was missing out on. And so it's kind of one of those things, if you knew then what you knew now, I probably would have been at Mesa a lot sooner. Very happy. I found my niche as far as what I wanted to do with my life. I'm studying sociology, so I've really connected with the faculty and staff here on campus. It's really become a community that has helped foster my growth and has really made every one of my goals attainable in my mind. So yeah, I have 2 more semesters left, and then I'll be transferring to ASU through the Pathways program and finishing up probably in public policy and then hopefully going on for a law degree.
Great.
I don't know if I really had a choice. It was a lot cheaper, to be honest. That was the main driving force for me, is that understanding. Initially, that's what it was. But like I said, if I had known before, not only the quality of teaching, but all the resources you have available to you as a student here on campus is just unsurmountable. There's just so much available to you. So initially, it was the cost. But now I can't believe I'm getting this type of education for the amount of money that I'm spending. So it became such a wonderful thing just to be able to come here and take charge of what I wanted to do. The money was a great factor, so I will be going into my last 2 years of my bachelor's without any debt, so that's a plus. But I can't even put a price on the education that Mesa offers, so it's really invaluable. There's so much. I think it can be almost overwhelming. I think a lot of students don't know about everything that we have on our campus. I mean, we're the only college in our district that has a functioning student government. We have Senate. We have every student club on campus has a senator that attends Senate every Tuesday, so they vote on legislation and bills, travel funds for clubs to go out of state for different conferences. And so there's a lot of opportunity for students to be involved. I'm on student government personally. Student Life and Leadership Department for me changed my life. That's what really got me involved. I'm the lead student ambassador for the college, so I'm in charge of doing like 100-person tours and anything they need me to do. I'm available for that, but they offer so many resources, food pantry, things like that for students. There's a ton of clubs on campus. And if there's not one, you can make one. So the sky's kind of the limit, and the students have the power. So I think once they realize that, they can really grab hold of that and realize that they can really make a change on this campus. So I would just encourage them to ask questions, because I think a lot of them just don't know about the resources on campus. So it does not hurt to ask. And I think once you do, you find there's a lot more than you probably bargained for in the first place. Chris Bliss, who was the director of Student Life and Leadership, she got me kind of into school. She made sure I was enrolled, that I had a job in student life. I think she saw a potential, and so that's nice to have someone believe in you. As far as when I got to my sociology courses, Paul Harasha and Mona Scott, I cannot say enough about them. They've both mentored me for my time here at Mesa. I've done honors courses through their classes. They've done nothing but make time for me outside the classroom and always help foster my growth, and or even there just to talk after class for an extra 10, 15 minutes, and I'd be late to my next class, but it didn't matter because I really value their input and their guidance. So for them, and there's so many countless others, Dean Warner, who was here when I initially started, but the program advisors, Beth Ann Wright, there's just so many people that I'm probably forgetting, and I apologize. I love my major because for me personally, it really is about community and knowing your community. So sociology studies, a person is the way they are based on their community with their, their gender, their ethnicity, socioeconomic status, things of that nature. For me, I think if you can understand why people are the way they are and how they function, that's how you can implement change and have empathy and be able to talk to people. So it's a lot of communication, but also a lot of just understanding history and how that applies to today. So it's very rewarding work, I think, and it's something I didn't know that was even an option. But by taking those courses from Paul Harasha and Mona Scott in our sociology department, they didn't convince me or tell me to become a sociologist, but just through seeing their example and what those courses entail, just really. That's what thrusted me to want to change my major. I was a criminal justice major in the past, but that really just, if I could understand that, then I think a lot of change can be made. And then I picked MCC, like I said initially, initially it was the cost. Instead of spending $10,000 a year, I might spend maybe $5,000. So just knowing that I have that comfortability to not have any debt before my last 2 years of college is just something you can't buy.
I chose to work for Mesa Community College because of the small class sizes. When I graduated ASU in 2003 with my doctorate in intercultural communication, my goal was to teach, and I knew that was my passion as well. And I had a job opportunity at both Arizona State University and Mesa Community College at the same time. That was quite a dilemma for me. And ultimately, my professors at ASU were like, well, this is prestigious, but you have to publish. Your goal is going to be research, not teaching. At Mesa Community College, the goal would be teaching, and you could do research if you wanted to. And that is why I chose to work at Mesa Community College. Apart from all the wonderful things, such as the reputation of the college, the small class sizes, the opportunities like study abroad, diversity, multicultural student resources, clubs, honor societies on campus. Those are some of the reasons why I chose to work here. I love the relationship that faculty can have with students here because it's smaller class sizes, it's more intimate. I feel like I'm able to actually sit down with my student, and have a conversation with them, get to know them. I taught at ASU for 5 years, and I never had that opportunity to be able to just sit with a student. I might have 400 students in one of my classes. Here, I might have just 24 to 28 students, and that facilitates, mediates closer communication, which is what I desire. I want to get to know my students. I want them to get to know me. I don't want to be just a face where 16 weeks later someone asks them, well, who were you in class with? And the student goes, I don't know, this Indian-looking woman. And that's not what I wanted. And so this is one of the things. There's so many things, though, I love about MCC. That's just one of the things I love, which would be the relationship that I can have with my students, a close-knit community, the supportive faculty, the camaraderie of my colleagues, the opportunities. Those are just a tip of the iceberg there for why I love this school. I know many people say, well, oh gosh, I have to wake up and go to work. I am the opposite. I actually am truly, genuinely excited to wake up every morning and come to work. I love my job, and I tell all my students, I believe that I'm in my dream job. The only way that if someone were to say, well, here's this other opportunity, the only other opportunity I would consider would be if I could teach at Hogwarts, the School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Other than that, in the world of Harry Potter, if you're not familiar with what Hogwarts is, other than that, I'm in my dream job. This is exactly what I want to do. My passion is to teach. My passion is to share my knowledge and learn from my students as well. I'm very proud to work here. The fact that I enjoy my colleagues, I enjoy my classes, I enjoy my students, the fun, amazing times that we have in class, it doesn't seem like a job to me. It seems like fun. Like I just come to school and I'm working, but I'm also having fun at the same time. That is one of the things that I love doing. I love having fun. Who doesn't, right? But here I'm able to make a difference. And I feel like my students make a difference in my life. I don't believe, for my job, I don't believe that an educator just comes to this room or comes to a particular space and pours wisdom into these empty vessels that we call students. I believe that the scholarship of teaching and learning is two-sided. It's a two-way street. It's not just me giving people knowledge. And that's one of the things that I love. So that's why I'm here. My experience when I graduated from Arizona State University was right after graduation, a month after that, I was offered a position there. I had a position at what people would say a prestigious university, and I also was offered a residential faculty position here at Mesa Community College, and it was the hardest decision. And I'll be very honest, I'm not ashamed to say I cried when I was posed with these two different options. One option was very, very enticing in that it's a university. I graduated from there. They want me back. Like, what could be better than that? And the other option was I could focus on teaching. I could get to know students. I wouldn't just be doing something for the school. I would be doing something for students. I'd be trying to change people's lives. I'd be trying to show that dreams can come true, because my dream came true as an international student, as the only woman in my family who has an education, who drives a car even after having moved to the United States. I want to be able to impart to my students that they can accomplish the same things, because if I can accomplish it, so can they. I think it's the other way around. Most people think, well, you're an educator, you're impacting students. For me, it's my students impacting me. I believe in the philosophy of continuous improvement. I don't think there's such a thing where, well, I went to school, I've gotten my PhD, and I now know it all and I can teach. I think the impact that students bring to me is that they challenge me to become a better educator. I've been teaching now for 14 years at MCC, and prior to that, 5 years at ASU. And I feel that it is the students who have impacted the way that I've grown as an educator. And so the impact is rather, as opposed to me on them, it's them on me. And the impact is huge. It is my passion, it is my dream, it's my goals, it's my beliefs. And I can't say too much more about that, except that I can't even begin to put into words adequately. Words do not fit adequately the impact that students have on my life. I think my students are amazing. I really do. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on camera. I love my students, and I've thought about this a lot. I think about, when I tell my students, I love you all. I really do. I miss you all. Like, if a student doesn't come to class, I go, where are you? What happened to you? I miss you. I think the students here at Mesa Community College are amazing. I've met so many creative minds beyond my imagination, the things that they've come up with. I teach small group communication, intercultural communication, and the things that students come up with, the projects they come up with, blow my mind. I'm just astounded to go, how did you think of this? I never thought about this. How did you come up with this solution to this problem? I think students are at the heart of every college. And for me, especially at MCC, students are my heart. And there's a saying, it says, teaching is a work of heart. And that is exactly what I believe I'm doing. Thank you.